here and you're engaged, if you want to get a shift and a change in your business, I'm going to share something today. At least one of the several things I'm going to share today just might change your life. So make sure you are paying attention. You put down whatever else you're working on. I know you're probably multitasking, AKA half-ass tasking. So don't half-ass task this. Take notes, pull out a pen, get some paper. I want you to learn some stuff today. I want to help you out. So let me see if I get my screen share going here. Present through view, present. I got some slides. Sometimes I draw, I like drawing, but I've got some slides this time so we can go fast. So make sure you're taking notes. Okay, so let's see if I can share this. All right. Here we go. Share screen. How do I share my screen on this new interface? So they just updated Crowdcast, so I'm trying to figure this out. Camera, share something. Share screen. Let's share video. Oh, you guys, I want to share. Can I show you something really cool? I just made a funny video with my wife Sarah, and I want to share this with you guys. I think you'll like this. This will be a good little intro. You'll get a little view into our personality, and you guys are the first people to see this. So this will be really cool. So let me grab a link here. All right. Here we go. This says I can share a video, so this is really cool. I just got this. I want to share this with you. Let's see if it'll play. Here we go. Martian. I'm so excited. I finally get to pay myself. It is the end of the month. It is money time. So let's see here. I had made this much. I had this much in expenses, and that equals, I made 200 bucks. How do property managers even make money? How do they make money in this industry? I don't get it.
$200? What was the profit margin for the business this month?
My what?
Your profit margin? You need to be focused each month on your profit margin.
You mean property management, right?
No. Property management is what you do. You need to be focused on your profit margin.
Profit margarine?
Profit margin. Say it.
Comet carbon?
Profit margin.
Vomit often.
Profit margin.
Plotted garden.
Profit margin.
Promise bargain.
Just stop. Your profit margin is the amount by which your revenue exceeds your costs in a business. You need to be focused on your profit margin each month.
Well, based on this, mine is terrible.
You need to call DoorGrow. They can help you focus on that and improve your profit margin.
But I just need more doors. I just need more doors.
It doesn't matter how many doors you have. If you don't have a good profit margin, you're still gonna be broke.
Well, I definitely don't want to be broke, so I need lock it, sharpen.
Profit margin. Repeat it.
Profit Martian. Carpet convict.
What's going on?
Chocolate carton.
Where'd you get those?
Party rockin'.
Somebody help me.
Toxic marshmallow. Rocket arson.
Somebody make it stop.
Closet dolphin.
Profit margin.
Okay, I've got it. Pocket snowman. Okay, if you are a property manager and you want to add doors, you want to increase your profit margin, you want to make more money
at the end of the day, and you want to make your life easier as you do it. As you add more doors, you want to scale operations, you want to get really great people that make your day-to-day more and more fun instead of more and more stressful, then reach out to DoorGrow. We've been helping property managers do this for over a decade. We've spoken to thousands of property managers, we have hundreds of clients, and we have a really awesome mastermind. We would love to support your growth and see you scale and get to that next level.
You just yelled at me.
Cockpit. I don't remember. Pocket Martian. Convict. Cauldron.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think of that? Did you enjoy that? We have another one. If you check us out on YouTube, we've got another one called Not Moving Ready.
I don't want to be broke, so I need
It's pretty goofy.
not in sharpen.
And my daughter helped us make that, Madeline. All right. So, okay. How do I stop sharing this? Move from stage. There we go. All right, cool. Now let's share the thing I'm supposed to share. All right. Let's see. Share. That's cool. They have that share video. All right, share screen. Here we are. Window. And audience window. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Is this working? No, not yet. Audience window. Okay. All right, I did it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go quick. We are the world leaders of property management growth. So let's talk about this. A lot of people think we just can help you get doors. We can definitely help you add doors. Everybody chime in the chat. Let me know where you're at right now. And just to be clear, you're at the right place if you are a third-party property manager. You have a property management business. That's your focus, your primary focus, and you're the business owner. If this is not you, you might get some value out of this, but this really isn't for you. It's not for the people that are owner-operators. They only manage their own rental properties, unless you want to start doing it third-party, which would be a smart move if you want access to more deals. And real estate is your primary focus. This is not for you. We aren't super excited about working with people whose real estate is their primary focus, because we want to focus on those that we can really help win, and we need their attention and their focus. And then employees without the owner, if you are like a team member or something else, then tell your boss to watch this. All right. Cool. So chime in the chat. Those of you that are here, type in the chat on the right. Let me know where you're at, like what, where you manage properties, and tell me how many doors. Type in a door count number, and let me know how many doors you got. So that I know I can help you. And so my intention is to learn a little bit about you and what you've got, what your challenges are, so that I can support each of you a little bit and share a bit about us. And if it makes sense, I'll explain how we can help. So, all right. So I asked how many doors you've got. So I see Dan Pond has Dan Pond. Good job, Dan. Nice to see you. So Nathan, 2K in Chicago, awesome. D'Angelo, 54. D'Angelo, this was for 200 plus, but you'll learn some cool stuff. All right. And Samuel, 330. You're in the right spot. It's perfect for you. It's okay, D'Angelo. We'll get you. We can get you there. So pay attention. But we're going to be focused on higher level problems. 450 units. We're going to be dealing with the challenge of team members, right? With the team, which is the biggest expense in your business. It's the biggest thing holding you back from growth, is usually that, and it's the crux of your business right now. It's the team. And so especially if you're stuck between maybe 200 to 400 doors and you're not able to break that 600 door barrier, I'm going to show you why. So after talking with thousands of property managers, the biggest problem I've seen in the industry is a lack of clarity. I see people always trying to skip steps, work on problems. They think they need to do something that they shouldn't be doing. They focus on the things they're already good at or that they think are fun, and they keep ignoring the to-do list items that are uncomfortable and they should be hiring people to do and stuff like this. So we cracked the code, and I created this thing called the DoorGrow code. And this is how anyone at any door count can get to 1,000+ doors in the next 5 years. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's absolutely possible, absolutely doable. And I'm going to showcase this to you. And those of you that are over 1,000 doors, badass, awesome. I love working with the black belts in the industry, so to speak. So you'll get some value out of this as well. All right, so here's kind of the DoorGrow code. And so what I want you to pay attention to is figure out how many doors you're at right now. So, and then figure out your revenue. So if you're at 50, under 100 doors and you're over 50, you're a yellow belt. You're a solopreneur. You're at that stage, seeker, etc. Most everybody here should be builders, delegators, operators, leaders, investors, or owners, right? That's how I categorize them. And so, and I see a lot of people get stuck in this 200 to 400 door range right in here. And usually the big reason is this box right here is what holds people back. Imagine I drew a square around this box and attached a rubber band to this red belt line right here. It's what's holding people back and tethering them so that they can't become a leader and break past this. So you know you have the wrong team if you have people on your team that don't fit everything, and I'm going to get into that. So let me tell you a little bit about me. So this slide is actually made for my sales team members, but they'll share with you whatever their personal motivator or why is. But my why is to inspire others to love true principles. So what that means is I would do this sort of thing for free, for fun. I love learning stuff and teaching. I spend at least 6 figures annually on coaches, mentors, mastermind programs, hanging out with the best. And I love to learn. So that allows me to feed my addiction to learn. That's what my business does for me. And it allows me to also do the thing I love most, which is to teach and share and coach what I learn. So I'm not the same guy I was even a year ago. Every year I'm leveling up, hanging out with multi-million-dollar business owners, masterminding, learning stuff, and learning what works. And I want to bring all that to the table to share with my clients. I would do that for free, for fun. I'm doing it for free, for fun right now for all of you. So, and my business is the vehicle, just like yours should be the vehicle to give you what you want out of life. It allows me to live my why. And the business why for DoorGrow is to transform property management business owners and their businesses. That's our motivator. And I only want team members that believe in that and that believe in my why, right? What's your why? Why do you run your business? What motivates you to do this? My guess is it isn't just to get more money. If it's just to get more money, you're not going to be nearly as successful as my clients are, right? And there's a reason why. It's easier to trust motives and incentives, right? And you can trust people to follow whatever their motive and their incentive is. This is my motive and my incentive. Now, do I like making money? Yes. But I do that by helping you get your goal, and we get what our goal is. DoorGrow is the bridge it's the vehicle for you to get what you want and for me to get what I want and for my team members to get what they want, whatever their purpose or why is. So I want you to tell me, like, let's be real and let's be honest right now. Like, how are a lot of you feeling in your business right now, in your day-to-day? If you're looking back on the time you spend in your office or at work or focusing on your business, what's the overall sort of sentiment or feeling that you feel right now? Is it stressed? Is it frustrated? Is it annoyed? Is it do you feel like everything's sitting heavily on your shoulders? It's all on you, right? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like you're falling behind? Or do you wake up in the morning and you're like, man, I'm so excited what I get to learn today or what I get to do, or that you're passionate, that you're proud of what you've created, that you feel super supported by your team? Do you feel a deep sense of fulfillment in what you get to spend your time doing? Do you feel accomplished? I want you to pay attention to that contrast, because most people come to me, they feel like this. They're like, we need more leads, we need more doors. But really what they really want is they want to feel better. That's the whole point of having a business. The point of having a business is to make money so that you can feel better, right? So let's talk about the real goal of a business. And this is my primary goal for all my coaching clients, the clients in our mastermind, all of you that are here with me today. My primary goal is for you to get what I call the 4 reasons. So there are 4 reasons we start a business. We think it's for money. We think it's for money. Like God tricks us into changing the world by convincing us we need to start a business to make money. But really good businesses, they do change the world. And I really believe the good property managers change the world. You take 3 of the worst things, the most complained about things maybe in existence, which are tenants, owners, and rental properties, right? Tenants, landlords, let's call it landlords. That's what they really complain about, right? Tenants are complaining about, landlords are complaining about. And so in the real estate industry or real estate investing, those are probably the 3 most complained about things. You make all 3 better. That's a real legitimate business. You solve real problems in the marketplace. You are the superheroes. You change lives. Like you significantly impact families through all 3 of those things. So the primary goal is fulfillment. This is the #1 reason you should have a business, is so you can achieve more fulfillment in your day-to-day in your life. You're going to be spending the majority of your life probably in your business, a lot of you. You should be getting something back from it. You should be getting fulfillment. That's your purpose, right? Freedom. You should be experiencing more and more freedom. Now, this is usually why we want more money, because more money can usually give us more freedom, more options in life. But a lot of you have been, if you're over 200 doors, a lot of you have either dealt with this or you're dealing with this right now, that you are making more and more money than you did back when you started this business. But you actually have less fulfillment and less freedom in your day-to-day. You have less than you had before, right? You have more money, but you feel like you have less freedom. Like the business owns you. And the third thing we want, once we have fulfillment and freedom, we want to like give stuff away. We want to benefit people. We want to contribute. We want to feel like we're making a difference in the world. Contribution is a gift to ourselves. And we want to be able to make a difference. And then the 4th reason is so important. You can't have the first 3 without it. You need support. We build a business instead of just be a solopreneur and a freelancer. The ultimate goal is not to just do it all on your own, because you're not going to enjoy wearing every hat. All of us have learned by now, we do not enjoy wearing every hat in our business. We just want to do the things that give us those first 3 things. And that means we need a really good team. And this is how we want you to max out all 4 of these. And you need a good team in order to do that. Now, there's what I call the 5th reason. This is another motivator. We all want this too, but for most entrepreneurs, this is last. It's not the highest priority. And for people that are not entrepreneurs though, these are your clients, these are your team members typically, their #1 goal, most important above all the others, this is what makes them different than entrepreneurs. This is why you feel weird and the rest of the world are different than you. They want safety and certainty. This is what they want to buy from you, peace of mind. They want safety and certainty concerning the rental property. They want safety and certainty so they go get a job, right? How many of you have been told as entrepreneurs, why don't you just go get a job, when you tell people all the stuff that you deal with, right? And we look at them like they're crazy, but they think we're nuts. So I want you to think about this, that you're a bit different. And safety and certainty is actually what you're selling. Don't sell property management. Nobody gives a shit about that. They don't want to buy it. They don't really care about property management. What they want to buy from you is peace of mind. Remember, you're selling the vacation, not the trip there. The vacation, Hawaii, is what they want. That's that peace of mind. It's like selling that rental property someday, or having that investment cash flow, or whatever it is. That's what they want. The vehicle to get them there is property management, right? Travel agents don't sell you on the flight. They don't go, man, this is going to be a great flight. You're going to love this flight. They're going to give you peanuts. Well, I guess they don't do that anymore because of allergies, right? But you get the idea. A lot of you are making that mistake. So that's a quick tip. Write that down. Don't sell property management. Sell the destination, right? All right, I want you to think about this. what do you need most? What do you feel like you need most? You know, for you, in order to have more fulfillment, more freedom, more contribution, and have more, like, what would that look like for you? You know, that's the biggest question in business, is like, what do you need most? Your business should be designed to serve you primarily. And if it doesn't serve you well, because a lot of you spend way too much time thinking, what does the business need? And we'll talk about that in a second. But if your business doesn't serve you well, it won't serve your team well, and it also won't serve your clients well. There's way too much friction. And so if you felt like you're like kind of frustrated, struggling with the team, frustrated, struggling with clients, struggling with growing the business, all this stuff, here's the good news and the bad news. It's you. And it's because you have not been focused on what you need most. So which is more important? Which is more important? What you need most is more important. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. I want you to take a look at these and just figure out which one is weakest right now in your business, and chime in the chat, because I'm going to tailor this training and what I teach based on this. I have a ton of slides. I can't cover them all. Tell me which of these is the weakest function in your business. You want to see how DoorGrow could help you with. So which one's the weakest in your business? We've got lead generation. That means getting opportunities and leads, people raising their hands saying they might be interested in property management. Number 2 is nurture, which means following up on those leads consistently, having good follow-up systems and mechanisms, making sure that they're growing and warming up towards the sale. And number 3 is the sale. It's conversion. It's you feel like you're a badass closer, or you've got a badass closer on your team, and they can close, and they know how to close effectively. They know that the odds are they're going to get the deal. Number 4 is delivery and fulfillment. This is operations. You know, deep down on the back end, you're trying to sell something that maybe isn't great right now. And that's hurting your confidence and trust. And people feel that. People feel that from you. And that's okay. These are all super solvable problems. And here's the deal. Your business will cycle through each of these being a problem as you grow and scale. It will continually cycle through these. So it's just a question of right now, which one's weakest. It's impossible for all 6 of these to be a 5 on a scale of 1 to 5. It's impossible. I want you to realize that. That's the game of business. It's this constant juggle, and that's how you level up. You focus on which one's weakest. We've got customer lifetime value, retention, resell, upsell, pricing, making sure you're making good dollars off these clients. And that includes like retaining them, keeping them, decreasing churn. And number 6, finances, cash flow, revenue, knowing where your money's at, understanding your P&L, reporting, financial decision-making, etc. So, all right. So I'm seeing some of you don't want to like chime in at all. So yeah, chime in on the chat. But I see some of you, I appreciate your transparency. So we've got a 5. So customer lifetime value. Okay, cool. So like we can do things to increase pricing, delivery, fulfillment. Awesome. As you scale and grow, that you will experience constraints in that. Like the first 3 of these are sales, and the second 3 are the back end, right? And if you increase sales, the back end's going to experience some pain and some growing pains, right? All right. So, you know, everybody usually on the DoorGrow code that are like white belts, yellow belts at the earlier stages, it's always like the first 3. It's always sales, lead gen especially. It's usually lead gen. And then delivery and fulfillment is often a 5. They're always like, yeah, we're 5, you know, or 4. It's really high. So what that tells me is they're being a bit of an idiot in their business, because when I ask them where their focus is on delivery and fulfillment. All their focus. They're like, I have to maintain this 5 while I've got a 1 over here. That's like feeding one of your children like tons of food and that kid's already fat, and the other one's like starving in the corner. Like they're not focused on what the business actually needs. And so this second question, what does your business need most right now? This is where your primary focus as a business owner should be in your business. All right. So for those of you, all right, so it looks like we kind of have it split. So we'll go over just a couple of these things. One of the biggest things in a business is, You know, a lot of you, if you're over 200 doors, have already kind of maybe gotten out of this cycle, but the cycle of suck is you take on crappy owners, you get crappy properties, you're going to have crappy tenants. Doesn't matter how much tenant screening you do, and then you're going to have crappy reviews. This sums up the property management industry in aggregate. How many of you think most of the companies in your property management businesses in your market suck? Let's be real. I hear this all the time. Everybody says, oh, I started my business because all the other ones in my market sucked, so we needed to manage our investments or whatever. Or I noticed all the other property management companies suck. Or everybody tells me all their competitors suck, but not you, right? You're the good one, right? So everybody, that's the industry in aggregate sucks. And our goal at DoorGrow is to change that. But if you're stuck in the cycle of suck, you're going to have 10 times operational costs. You're going to attract more bad owners. Makes the business not fun, less fulfillment, and it gives you a bad reputation in the industry, a bad reputation. So that's one first framework. The next is you need to be a lighthouse in your business. That means anything that you are making changes for, like if you're changing your contracts for clients or you're changing your pricing for clients or doing discounts or anything you're changing, stop doing that. It destroys the #1 thing they want to buy from you, which is safety and certainty. You need to be the lighthouse. You need to come up with solutions and pricing and services and things and be the lighthouse. The lighthouse in a blinking Morse code battle between a battleship is going to win, because they're just going to, if both of them are saying you need to turn course, guess who wins? The lighthouse wins, right? You need to be the lighthouse. People, that's what they want to buy from you. They want you to be that light. They want you to be safety and certainty for them. So I want you to understand that principle. I'm not going to touch on that too much today. Here's another concept real quick, 4Ds to revenue. This is how to get the ultimate growth as quick as possible, right? We want to maximize these 4 numbers. So we want to increase the number of deals. We want to increase the number of doors per deal. If we double this from a 1 to a 2, you double your revenue, right? Duration. This is the biggest blind spot, I think, in the industry, is a lot of you focus on getting any door on, but if you can get on a 10-year buy and hold investor versus a 1-year accidental investor, what does that do to your revenue? It's 10x, right? 10x the revenue. And then dollars. Of course, we need really good pricing, and most of you have shitty pricing. Well, I've never seen a client come to me with really amazing pricing. It's usually 10% or some sort of flat fee of $99 or less. And it's super typical. There's better pricing models than that our clients are doing, and they're able to close more deals more easily at a higher price point. So we want to increase all of these. And if we can increase all of these even a little bit, the revenue growth is dramatic. And that's what it's about, right? Getting more revenue so you can have more freedom, right? Now, a lot of you think, those of you that put 1s, you think you just need more leads. I just want to point out that you don't just need more leads, right? A lot of you think you just need more leads, but not all leads are equal. A lot of leads suck. So cold leads versus warm leads, right? You know, if you have a close rate over 50%, that means you're getting some referrals or word of mouth, because referrals or word of mouth has like a 90% close rate. Cold leads, this is any internet marketing stuff that you could do, advertising stuff that you could do. You're going to typically get a 10% close rate on those leads, or less sometimes. If you're super badass at sales or you're able to warm those leads up, yeah, your close rate will be higher. But usually you'll get 10 leads from APM or from some sort of service or lead service, and you'll close maybe 1 out of 10. But the reality is, on those cold leads, it takes way more time than warm leads to close those deals, because you have to warm them up. You have to do nurture. You have to nurture them. With word of mouth, you don't even really need to nurture, right? It's just like they almost just sign up. They're like, hey, they said you're the best, so where's your contract? So this costs way more money too. Cold leads cost a lot of money. I have clients that are adding 100, 200, 300 doors in a year, and they're spending $0. Our clients are spending $0 on advertising. I want you to let that sink in. Some of y'all are spending thousands of dollars a month, and our clients are spending $0, and they're adding hundreds of doors. Okay, and you probably think that's impossible. Here's why it's possible. So if you are doing cold lead marketing right now, scan this on your phone real quick, or write down this link. It's just doorgrow.com/cold leads, and do this later. But go through our cold leads calculator. This is going to help you calculate what is your true acquisition cost for these cold leads? It's going to help you figure out what your time's worth. It's going to help you figure out how many you're going to plug in how many deals you've gotten on directly attributed to those cold lead marketing or SEO or pay-per-click or whatever you're doing in the last 3 months. And it will help you figure out your acquisition costs. This really might wake you up. You need to distinguish between your warm lead sources and your cold lead sources and calculate what these cold leads are costing you, because I see it too often. Business owners are getting doors on each month and they just group it all together and they spend all their money and time on the cold leads, and most of their doors are coming from the warm leads. What if we could just get rid of all of the cold lead stuff, all that time wasting, all that, and just focus on warm lead generation? Yeah, it would be awesome, because what would you rather have? 10 cold leads or 5 warm leads with these close rates? This would be 4 deals. This would be 1. But this would waste a ton of your time and money. And if you have a BDM, you're wasting even more time and money, right? All right. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail on all this. I'll skip to this. All right. So I want you to understand there's no scarcity in property management. There's no scarcity. In Australia, it's like 80% or higher on single family residential. I think COVID pushed it up to 89%. Everybody uses a property manager there. Everybody knows what a property manager is. It's like a household word, like realtor is in the US. And in the US, there's only about 30% market share. So that means 70% are self-managing. There's tons of blue ocean of potential available people that have rental properties, and they're not looking online because there's very few are aware. So let's say half of all the people that could use a property manager are aware of property management. And then that's the first hurdle. And after awareness in the US, the next big hurdle is perception. So they're aware, but there's that cycle of suck, and most property managers suck and they have a bad reputation. And so they're like, I don't want to work with them. They just collect money and let my property get disheveled and destroyed, and they do nothing and collect rent. That's it. That's all they do, right? That's the negative perception. So there's this negative perception among the property management industry that prevents people from becoming clients. And then out of those that pass awareness and perception, word of mouth captures the good stuff. So the shitty, awful scraps that fall off the word of mouth table, the leftover stuff, that's what people are finding. Those are the people searching online. They're the most price sensitive. They view you as a commodity. These are the worst clients to build a portfolio off of. So you're spending money to get the worst people and the most price sensitive people. And this creates a race to the bottom in terms of pricing. It creates a race to the bottom in terms of quality of clients. And this perpetuates the cycle of suck. So if you could stop doing all this and get clients out here in the blue ocean, that means getting clients this is a secret, get clients that are like, connect with people that need property management, which is pretty much everyone. They should be doing it, that are not yet even aware of it, or that are not, or think it's negative and don't want to do it, or capture word of mouth. Like the further out here you can capture them, the better the clients typically they are, and the more you can charge. So, and just to drive this down, here's SEO over the last decade. This is pulled right from Google Trends. This is people searching for property management. You can see there's little spikes every summer and it dips every winter. But property management search volume has not increased over the last decade. It's been pretty flat. Here's just for perspective. You're like, oh, well, it kind of like dips down and kind of goes up. Here's what this really looks like. This is in comparison to real estate, how little search volume it is. This is in comparison to here's real estate's the red on this one. Property management's so far down here. It's like here's credit card, and here's AI. And you can see AI's gone crazy this year. This is right at December of the last year. You see it spiking up right here. And now it's up to the level and passing real estate. Property management search volume has not increased. What has increased? Competition. And let me destroy social media marketing. Let me just tell you, nobody gives a shit about your social media and property management. And here's how I know. How many of you follow social media accounts, blogs, YouTube channels of plumbers? How many of you follow plumbers? Just for fun. Like, because why not? Plumbers want your business because plumbers are the vehicle. They're not the destination, right? Property management's the vehicle. They don't care about property management. They don't want to know what property manager is doing or what they're up to. And the other thing is social media and content marketing Likes and comments do not pay bills. People make a decision on social media. This is a big secret I'm sharing. I paid a lot of money to a coach to figure this one out. People will either pay you with likes or comments, or they will reciprocate the value they get from you on social media and pay you with money. My clients, a lot of you that will probably sign up and pay me money, probably have not liked or commented on any of my stuff recently, but you've probably seen it online, right? If you're not going to pay me and you've already decided I'm not going to work with you, then you'll start to feel a little bit guilty deep down. You'll feel the law of reciprocity come at play, and then you'll start to like and comment on stuff because you're giving, oh, that's really great. That's a great thing, Jason. Thanks for that. You're paying me with a token payment, right? So pay attention to that, because most people are trying to sell you on, you need more likes and comments. And if you ask why, they'll say for SEO, which is also BS, right? Okay. And then there's other companies, like you can go and pay a company and they will pay a bunch of money to get some leads, and then they'll send it to 5 companies, right? And one wins and there's more losers. So this decreases the odds of the cold leads even worse for you, makes it even worse. And then you've got exclusive leads where they'll pay a bunch of money, but then you pay way more money to get these, and they're still cold leads and there's still a low close rate, right? Doesn't make sense. So don't be, so some of you, if one of you mentioned you have like 2,000 doors, and some of you have a lot of doors, that means you're kind of the Goliath for a lot of these people. So you're probably already spending a bunch of money, and you can outspend anybody. You can outspend anybody, 3, 5, 6, 10 grand a month if you want to on marketing. It does not make sense for most of you, especially at 200 to 400 doors, or those of you that kind of broken the 200 door barrier. Most of you are now thinking we need to do advertising and marketing. This is where you can start to spend the money, where it could make sense to do it. But don't be dumb David. Don't be the small company doing all the same stuff. The true story of David and Goliath is David did not put on the armor. He did not take up the sword. He did not take up the shield. He did not put on the helmet. He was just like, I am going to go take this guy down with my little slingshot and take this guy down. He had a hack, right? You need a hack. Don't be dumb David. You go fight with the big guys using all the same tools, you're going to get your ass kicked every day of the week. And if you are the big companies, then you also need to do the things that other big companies are unwilling to do. That's the secret to growing and scaling that business. A lot of the biggest companies have been losing doors more than they've been getting them on. My clients are actively adding 100, 200 doors a year right now, even with everything that's been going on with the real estate market, everybody selling over the last year or two. I've had clients that were outpacing the sales and still adding doors. So there's no excuse. All right. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to skip the franchises thing. They still come to us for help. So for those of you that are focused on lead gen and growth, a lot of you think you need more marketing and advertising. What you really need is to short all the leaks in the hose. It does not make sense to shell out time, energy, focus, cash, and effort and turn that on full blast and pay a bunch of money to do that when you have leaks in your positioning and branding, leaks in your reviews, leaks in your website, leaks in your pricing, leaks in your trust, leaks in your sales process, because you're not going to get much out of it and there's going to be a lot of leaks. This is why it's been so hard for a lot of you. Without going into too much detail, this is one of our programs in our mastermind we call the Rapid Revamp. We help you clean these things up over a 90-day period. We focus on each of these leaks for 2 weeks. And we get them dialed in really quick. We dramatically improve your pricing structure and model, getting into 3-tier hybrid pricing. We dramatically improve your sales pitch in creating trust. And so you're selling, because people don't buy what you do. Simon Sinek says they buy why you do it. So we help you figure out that so you can create your own golden bridge like I showed you. And your close rate will go up significantly because people buy trust. Sales and deals happen at the speed of trust. Branding, some of your brand is real estate companies. You are killing word of mouth significantly, especially with agents who could be referring business to you if you're branded as a real estate company. And there's other issues with branding. So if this is off, some of the franchises in the industry have the worst branding, generic, like Property Management Inc., Real Property Management, generic to the category. So we'll teach you all the rules regarding branding to improve that. So bad branding, it's a hidden secret cause of why businesses struggle or why they fail. And nobody ever considers that. I'm not going to talk about that much. I want to skip ahead. All right. We'll skip ahead about branding. We're going to skip about that. We can also help you after we help you with branding, and we do logo design, we do website design, all of that as part of our mastermind. It's included and no additional costs. And we also do this Thunder Local thing where we get your listings out to all the different aggregators so that you get your new brand name and your website out everywhere. And then we also have a review and reputation tool. So we'll work with you to shore up all these leaks in your pipeline. Then it might make sense to turn it on, but we're going to turn on that hose. We're going to turn on the faucet of warm lead generation using our growth strategies instead of cold lead advertising or marketing. Anyway, this is just showing that reviews have an impact. And they trust it like word of mouth. So online reviews can work like word of mouth. And it's better than having top spot on Google. All right. Now, if you think your website's amazing, a lot of you, this is really effective for us to convince people to become clients. You can go test your website out. Go to doorgrow.com/quiz. Write that down right now, or scan this QR code real quick. How will your site do? Most fail. So most of you have websites maybe from a competitor of ours or something else out there, and it doesn't matter how cool your website looks. It matters. It doesn't matter how effective it is for tenants to figure out stuff. It matters how good is it at making money and getting prospective clients, potential owners, to fill out a form and reach out to you. So check out the website leaks and take a quiz. It'll give you a letter grade on your website. All right. So, and we do websites, and it has all the juicy elements that really make the site really effective. So that's included in our program. All right. So a lot of you are still, we use this slide with our sales team. I want you to recognize right now, you want something greater. You want the bananas, but don't be the monkey holding on to the moldy peanuts. A monkey trap, they'll just hollow out a hole that the monkey can barely fit its hand in. It will grab something, and it's so stupid, it will not let go of that thing. It's so stubborn. Don't be so unwilling to let go of cold lead advertising, let go of things you think are working, let go of the social media stuff, let go of the stuff you've been investing in when there's bananas in reach. Let go of that, and you avoid the machete of the banana farmers, right? So, you know, you have to be willing to let go of something if you want to get to the next level. Even if it's just money and time to work with us, you have to let go of something to get to the next level. So don't be the monkey holding on to the moldy peanuts. All right. So for those of you that are focused on 1, 2, and 3, the earlier functions in the business, sales, you're probably taking on the wrong doors. You probably charge too little. You don't have a reputation strategy in place. You're not getting good enough or enough reviews. You have poor branding. No one remembers you. You have a less effective website, fewer conversions. You don't have a solid sales process. You have fewer closes. You spend too much on marketing, which means a lower close rate and takes too much time. You have too many leaks in your pipeline, so you're bleeding money, time, energy, focus, cash, and effort, all 5 currencies. You are not getting enough feedback in your business, so you're probably working twice as hard because you have poor retention, and you try to do it all yourself, overwhelm, burnout, and etc. So that's the rapid revamp piece, which is where we start a lot of businesses that need to clean up their pipeline. So let's talk about a lot of you that are at the 2 to 400 door range. This is going to be the second half of the training here. So this is where we get into what I call the team sand trap. Usually it's right around 2 to 400 doors. So those of you that have broken the 600 door barrier, probably over time through Russian roulette, you've finally gotten a really effective team. You've created effective culture, and it was hard, right? Comment in the chat if you've broken 600 doors and it was hard. Like you had some sort of journey. I don't know if we have some people. Okay, yeah, if the SMS thing isn't working, there might be some cell phone providers and stuff that it's not working yet. So just reach out to our team and we can assess your website personally, Nathan. So, okay. I just tested the other day. I used T-Mobile, and it worked for me. So I don't know. But Nathan, let me know what carrier you use, and we'll try and check it out. I just gotta find somebody with that carrier to test with. But it uses the Twilio service for texting. All right. So let's go through this. So, and the team sand trap, you are kind of stuck because of the team, because 2 to 400 doors, okay. I think I had Sarah do it. She has Verizon, but All right, we'll test that because that's frustrating. I want my tool to work. All right, so let me get a drink real quick. All right, 200 to 400 doors. Usually, here's this team sand trap. You might have more doors than this. You might have less doors than this. You might have a team, but the team sand trap is because you have the wrong team, which means you are wearing the wrong hats in the business. You're wearing hats you don't enjoy, which means you're micromanaging. That's the default. That means you're trying to control them, push them to do things because you have the wrong team. And usually at this stage, I see a lot of business owners, they think they need to focus on profitability. So they need more controls and more KPIs, and then you squeeze more blood from the stone. And when really the most profitable thing they could do is not sign up for profit coaching stuff. It's really in KPI stuff and dashboards. They need a better team. You change that, your profitability skyrockets. It's the biggest expense in your business, and it's the biggest money generating thing in your business if they're doing the right things. So you need the 3 fits: culture, personality, and skill. I'll show you that on the next slide. And there's this perceived pain connected to getting more doors for a lot of you. A lot of you, especially if you marked that number 4, delivery or fulfillment, is what's holding you back right now. There's this perceived pain connected to getting more doors unconsciously, because you know deep down you can't handle another 100 doors over the next few months. Like that'd break you, right? And you likely know how to grow if you're at the level you're at now. You've kind of, because usually to break the 100-door barrier, you have to figure out how to get doors. So some of you have already figured out how to get doors. Deep down, if you needed to, you could go create more business, but you're not doing it. Why? We hear this all the time. Oh, well, I'm just not focused on growth right now. Why not? That's a problem, right? There's a problem preventing you from doing that. And so you're focused elsewhere. So let's talk about this. Write this down. There are 3 things you need from every team member if you want your business to be amazing and for you to have more fulfillment, freedom, contribution. You need good support. You need the 3 fits, which means they need to be a good culture fit, they need to be a good personality fit, and a good skill fit. Skill just means they need to know how to do the job, or you need to train them on how to do the job. That's the easiest of the 3 to create. Culture, though, is the most important. Culture means they share your values. If they do not share your values, you will never trust them. So you could give them all the skill and they could have the right personality fit, but you'll never trust them. Now, personality fit is super important as well. Personality fit for the role means that they actually love doing that job, which means you don't have to micromanage them. You don't have to KPI the shit out of them. You don't have to push them to do what they're doing. They get up in the morning, they're like, I am so excited to do this job today. I love it. Because they're the right personality fit. I promise you, there is somebody that enjoys every role that exists in a property management business. There are people that love maintenance coordination. There are people that love turning around difficult, upset tenants. There are people that love, answering phones. There are people that love doing accounting. There are people that love doing sales. Whatever it is that you don't love doing. Now I want you to look at this. If they are not the right personality fit, but they're the right culture fit, they share your values, they believe in you, and they have the skill, you've trained them, they'll never be great if they don't have the personality fit. Now, if they're a good culture fit, share your values, and they love that job, but they don't have the skill, cool, you can teach them. They can be trained, and they can be the ultimate team member, right? Okay. So I want you to understand the 3 fits. And so we have a hiring process and a hiring system, DoorGrow Hiring, DoorGrow ATS, which is applicant tracking system. And we have an AI platform we partnered with to vet candidates and vet your team and to vet you. Here's the kind of punch in the gut right here. Looking at this, would you honestly say that you are the right personality fit for every role that you are currently filling in your business, in your own business? You. Do you love doing what you get to do each day? If this isn't an enthusiastic hell yes, I'm so grateful for what I get to do in my day-to-day, you are the biggest bottleneck in your business right now. And you've been building the business based on what the business needs, but you have not been building up what you need. You've not been doing it, building the business around you. And that's why you have the wrong team. So for those of you that are like solopreneurs, or you're like really small, or just getting started in hiring, you probably still believe the clone myth. I just need to find somebody like me. In reality, it takes like 10 people to duplicate you, all the different hats, to do a really good job. That's how adaptable and unique entrepreneurs are. Those of you that have hired a lot of people and have a good sized team, you know that this is true. You can't just go find one person that's just like you to do everything and double yourself. That doesn't exist. And if you did, would they work for you? No, they'd go start their own business because they're an entrepreneur. Okay, now to drive this home, you cannot build the right team around the wrong person. You've been showing up as the wrong person. And I know this is true if you do not have the right team. You don't have that dream team that makes you feel amazing and supported. You've built the wrong team, but it's not their fault. It's your fault, right? It's on your shoulders, right? So this gal is she's a round peg in a square hole, and she's trying to fill this up. So what is she doing? She's squeezing into these areas, and she's built the wrong team around herself, and she's frustrated with them and always asking, why can't they just think for themselves, and frustrated and blaming them. And notice, after working with DoorGrow, she's happy. And also notice she only kept one team member, right? She had the wrong team. And sometimes it's the right team member, but the role isn't right, or maybe something isn't fitting right because you're not showing up in the right way. If you are getting the 4 reasons out of your business, then your team members have a chance to do it. And here's the big secret. If you are getting the 4 reasons out of your business and your team members are, that means you will get 3 times the output from an existing team member. What would it do for your business? Imagine if each team member were giving you 3 times the output of what they could do now, because they loved the role, they were great at the role, and they were believers in your vision and your mission and the culture, and they believed in you, and you could trust them to just take over an entire piece of your business. Wouldn't that be amazing? Right? That's the right team. And there is a systematic process for creating that we take clients through. I want to share this concept I learned from Roland Frazier. He's like a lawyer, attorney, and he's kind of a genius, maybe a dangerous genius, but he shared this concept with me. These are the 5 exits. So a lot of you need to exit the business, and that's why we call our program sometimes Built to Sell. We want to build a business that you can exit. That's the ultimate goal. Whether it's just you exiting the line, which means you're no longer doing the frontline work, you're exiting the staff, which means you're no longer part of the actual team and you're now going from being a manager to CEO, or you're then exiting the org chart completely where you create a board and you have ownership, or you exit the board to where you're just an investor and you can even sell part of the company, or you can exit ownership completely and cash out, right? I talk to so many property managers, they look at this and they go, I'm so frustrated. I talked to one the other day, he was so frustrated. He wants to retire. He's older and his wife's the operator and she does not want to retire. He was complaining. He's like, I want to sell the business. And she's like, I don't want to sell the business. I love getting to do what I get to do. And he's like, I want to sell the business. And after talking with them, he just wants to exit the line. He's still driving out the properties and doing things. And he just wants to exit the line. He should have done this years ago. He's got like hundreds of doors. Should have done this years ago. And I'm like, I just helped them see this. And then both of them are like, light bulb, right? So our goal is to build your business over time so it's built to sell. Now here's the ultimate magic. Some of my, anyone ever heard of Alex Hormozy? I don't know. He's one of my mentors. And he built, I was on a private call with him and watched this call with him. And he said that he wanted to get it out of his business because he was really frustrated. He had this company called Gym Launch, multi-million-dollar business. And he wanted to get out of it because him and his wife were just burnt out. And then, so he talked to investors, people, and had to build the business in a way. He had to rebuild it over the course of like 2 or 3 years so he could sell it. He had to because he was like the face, he was everything. He had to get himself out of all the different pieces of the business. He had to exit that. And then once he did, he didn't want to sell it. He didn't need to. Now, he eventually did because he decided to move on to some bigger things. But if you build a business that you can sell, but keep that investment and it's making you money, wouldn't that be the ideal? That's what we do in our programs. We want to build that build you towards that built to sell, but build a business that you may not want to. That's the dream. It's giving you freedom. It's giving you fulfillment. Why would you give that up? Especially if it's giving you plenty of money. So don't think you need to exit property management in order to have a great day. You can exit pieces of this until you find your sweet spot. For me, I don't want to exit the business. I love being the CEO. That's where I'm at right now. But someday I may want to go to that next level and exit that piece, right? So that gives you options. All right, here's the roadmap out of leadership hell for those of you. This is the process we take people through. We have a very special way of doing what's called a time study, and to identify your plus and minus signs throughout the day: fulfillment, freedom, contribution, support, and everything else, right? The negatives. And then based on that, we're going to build out the ultimate job descriptions. We have a very cool process for what we call RDocs. And then we're going to build a really cool RDoc so you can attract the right people that are the right personality fit. Most job descriptions are lacking this key element, and they don't attract the right people. They attract people based on skill. We want to attract people based on the right personality, right? You can teach skill. So then we create an RDoc for this role of the minus signs. And this is every single team member on your team should have a job or should exist because you did a time study, because you identified pieces to get off of your plate. And this is how we scale the business faster. And then based on that, we'll feed it into DoorGrow ATS. We'll use our AI hiring assessments thing, and you'll be able to identify which processes you need to make, and you can put that into our software system, DoorGrow Flow, which is flowchart software. And then you can also assign out tasks to your team. The DoorGrow OS is the strategic stuff for your strategic team that helps you grow and scale your business, and it's like rocket fuel for a team. This is better than EOS. It's better than Traction. This is a bottom-up system instead of you top-down trying to control and micromanage your team. So let me show you some of these systems that we work with big companies on, or companies with teams, to help them really squeeze more juice from their team and create really strong, passionate team members. So first we had DoorGrow OS, which is the ultimate planning system, strategic planning system for a business. And so the strategic planning system for the business, this is actually a screenshot of our team. Here's my head of fulfillment. Here's my head of client success. Here's me. And you can see these are our weekly commitments for a week. And what we do is we take our annual goals, we break them down into quarterly goals, and we break them down into 30-day goals. And we decide on all of these as a team based on those core functions. We brainstorm the 6 core functions. We have a process that we take our clients through to do this. It's almost like doing a SWOT analysis on all 6 of the functions. We figure out what's weakest right now, and then we brainstorm what could we do, and then what will we do. And that creates our quarterly goals, and then we break that down. How can we eat this elephant over the next year or next quarter? And we do it one bite at a time, right? So we chop it up into 4 major pieces for the quarters, and then we chop it up in 12 smaller pieces, and then we chop it up in weekly bite-sized pieces, right? And the team are then deciding what they want to do to move towards those goals that they are accountable for at the quarterly or the 30-day level. And then on a weekly basis, we're like, what did you get done? And so you can see there's red no's here. My team members hate showing up with red no's. They hate having to say, no, I didn't get that done. This is not tactical day-to-day work. That's in your project management system. That's in your process system. This is strategic stuff that moves the business forward. This is planning, scheming, innovation. Like Adam works on hundreds of websites and logos and stuff like that for our clients. This is like revamp the website build in our Process Street software. We'll use Process Street and stuff like this, right? So these are strategic goals that innovate and move the business forward. This gets our entire team thinking like business owners. And so this allows the entire team to be rowing the whole business forward in the right direction instead of you trying to drag your team along and saying, we're trying to go this way, guys, just do your job. My team are pulling me up the mountain. I'm sitting in the wagon and they're clearing the path. They're making everything happen. And this is magic. This is when I first implemented a system like this many years ago in DoorGrow, we had 300% growth in a single year. And before that, we were stuck. and it was like rocket fuel. This is the real rocket fuel, right? This, if you have a team injecting and building a really good planning system like DoorGrow OS into your business, and I don't know of a better one because I've looked at all the others, and we've built DoorGrow OS based on the best stuff that I've gotten from coaching programs and from experts that are in operations. This is the thing. And so my team members, if you have any B players on your executive team, any team members you want to be making decisions in your business, and they're B players, you implement this system, they'll quit, because this creates accountability. Now, A players love this. They love recognition. This feeds them. They go faster. They're like, my team members are like staying up late or working on the weekend if they want to hit that commitment, because they don't want to show up being the weak link. And so here's a screenshot of like kind of several weeks of us doing this. Our goal is to hit 80%. So 81%, 89, 70, we fell short, right? So our goal is to hit 80%. That's when it's green. And so in a single week, like this week was a killer week. We had 46 strategic goals that week as a team. We got 41 done. That's insane. I don't think you realize this, but most businesses are not even hitting 10% of their goals in a weekly basis, let alone even an annual basis. Most companies don't even have real goals. Let's be real. But most are not actually achieving change or growth or whatever it is in their business. And this is how DoorGrow's been able to scale and grow so quickly, and why I worry so little about the competition, right? So because they can't keep up. We innovate and change and add new things and do things way too fast, because my entire team are focused on that. And the strategic stuff has a priority over their daily tactical work, not the reverse. So Adam gets these 3 commitments done in that week that you saw. He's focusing on trying to get those done while getting all the other projects and things done. Those things fill up the rest, but the strategic stuff is the priority. Here's DoorGrow Flow. This is a new process software that we are launching. It's a visual flowchart software. You can see right where you're at in the process. You can have decision trees like, do they have pets? Yes or no. And you can have different paths merge. And so this is really cool for building out really robust, really detailed, really effective processes. And your team has to run and use this. They'll run and use this, and it will create some really good flow and really good consistency and really great results. And you can see each step can have forms and gather info and details as you move them through the process. So it's really, really cool software. I don't think there's anything quite like it that in the property management space right now. Really awesome. So, because property management, you know, things get complicated. Now, this is a pretty robust, complicated process, but we've already got like 30 processes in DoorGrow Flow. And if you want to take your business to the next level on the process side, having visual maps like this helps. And we brought in Errol Allen, and we brought in Stacy Pittman, and we brought in Joel Oliveri. The last 2 are from Australia. Which are some of the best process experts in property management on the planet. They're probably the best, actually. I don't know. But we also have DoorGrow CRM that we're launching. DoorGrow CRM has some advantages over Lead Simple. It has landing pages. It has ringless voicemail drops. It has texting automation, phone calling, dialing. It has a lot of really cool, it has Calendly, like calendar pages. It has a lot of really cool features, and we're building it out so that it's built out with our different growth models and growth systems that we work with clients on. All of these software are included for free in our mastermind. We want our clients to win. And with economies of scale, we're able to just provide that is included. All right. So we hear this a lot. I don't have time. The truth is we all have 24 hours in a day. If you don't have time to do stuff with us or to work with us, it's cool, but I want you to recognize if you don't feel like you have time right now in your business, the reality is you are not making whatever it is you don't have time for a priority. Time is a lie, we tell ourselves. So I want you to absorb this mindset when you say, oh, I don't have time to do that. Be more honest and say that right now is not my highest priority. My highest priority is X, right? So what is the highest priority for your business? It should be right now if you don't have time to do the thing that's your weakest core function right now, whatever it is, if you're saying that, then you're just not prioritizing that. And if you can shift from being a victim of time to acknowledging that you have the same amount of time as everybody else, but that you are choosing to not make that as high a priority as other things, that means you're gonna have to give up something else. You're gonna have to let go of some moldy peanuts. Are you willing to make that a high enough priority? All right, now, some of you maybe haven't heard of DoorGrow. If you're not super familiar with us, you may be thinking, well, I need evidence, I need proof. So my daughter makes these videos. She just captures them from our Zoom calls that we record, but she's cranking out new case studies every month. Once we get our clients to the point where they're getting their wins and winning, we capture these things and we make them. So we've got we're adding more. I don't think anybody has more case studies than us. We have video evidence showing, because some of the results our clients get, it seems so unbelievable, but anyone can do this. And this is what I want you to do, is scan that QR code. It will pull up our playlist on YouTube, or you can just go to youtube.com/DoorGrow, click on our playlist and find our client success stories, case studies, testimonials. Here's what I want you to do. Watch some of these case studies. And what I want you to notice is notice how happy they are. This was not the case when they came to us. Remember, some of you at the beginning, you're like, I'm in the left column. That's how everybody comes to us. And then they're in the right column. We're going to move you towards our primary goal of fulfillment, freedom, contribution, and support, the 4 reasons. Another thing I want you to notice is they aren't magically, you can tell, right? You can tell if people are intelligent by hearing them talk, seeing them. I want you to notice they aren't magically smarter, better looking, or cooler than you. You might be really good looking and really magical and really smart. I don't know. But they're not anything special beyond you. If they can do this stuff, you can do it too. And I want you to recognize our stuff is proven. All of our methods, all of our growth strategies, all of the stuff that we do is proven. It's proven. We know it works. The only question we don't know is, will you do the work? That's it. We know our stuff works. So let me tell you a little bit. Some of you are wondering, well, how do you help me add doors? Anybody have that question? If you're wanting to add doors, here are some, like 6 of our top strategies. And most people try and do these in a way that doesn't work. And we have strategies that are really effective. So I don't have time to go into each of these, but we've got at least 6 major strategies. We focus on one every month in our mastermind, really getting that dialed in. So, and our clients, growth is easy. It's one of the easiest problems we solve is getting doors. The more fun challenge is the challenge I'm doing this webinar on today is how do you deal with all the doors coming on? How do we get the team to scale? Because if we go all the way back to the DoorGrow code, and I appreciate everybody that's still hanging out with me here. If we go back to the DoorGrow code, let me show you this. So usually people think they need a profit system and they need to focus on profitability, when really they're over here and they don't have the sales CRM dialed in. They don't have they may still have crappy pricing and branding and websites that are on these basics in place. They don't have an operator. They don't have a team that are all the right culture, personality, and skill fit for their roles. They don't have a process system. They don't have a people system for hiring in place. So like DoorGrow Flow, DoorGrow Hiring, and DoorGrow ATS. They don't have a good planning system like DoorGrow OS. And then they're going out and trying to buy companies, or they're trying to focus on profitability. The number one thing you could do for profitability is get the right team and get them really dialed in and get that piece systematized and a really good planning system. Number one thing you could do for profitability. You will save so much money on staffing costs, or have so much more time, and it will be so much better. So that is significant. So make sure you get that piece dialed. These dialed in. Process, people, and planning need to be dialed in before you start trying to go and focus on KPIs and metrics and profitability, because these are the most profitable things you could do in your business. Do these. focusing on profit or going and trying to eat another company without these systems in place is like trying to be a bodybuilder without eating the right food or getting sleep for recovery. It's like, well, I'm taking all these supplements, I'm taking protein and creatine, or I'm taking, whatever. You need real food and you need sleep, right? You need the basics. These are the things you do first. Then you can squeeze more juice by doing these things. And if you want to build a purchase system or acquisition engine in your business, and you want to acquire other companies, if you don't have these things dialed in, it's going to be chaos. Some of you have done this. It felt really uncomfortable. You're bringing people into a system where you don't have a people system or a planning system, or maybe a process system. And that's a nightmare. So if you want to acquire businesses, you need to get these systems in place. And if you have these in place, purchasing a company that you can plug into these systems, whatever they were doing is usually not nearly as effective as what we would have you do. And you'll make way more money per door profitability-wise than they were making. So you are getting a really great deal acquiring their business if you have these systems in place. Then you're ready. And we're going to help you get that done too. So let me tell you about some of the cool things we have. Besides the software tools and some of the stuff I just showed you, let me show you what else we have in the mastermind. Has this been helpful so far? Comment in the chat, what are your big takeaways you've gotten so far from this? Some of these frameworks. Core functions, one of the tools we assess our clients on. Cycle suck. We've talked about the DoorGrow code. And this is just a piece of the stuff that we share in this program in which we've been helping clients for over a decade. Hopefully this has been really helpful for you. So we've got really awesome growth strategies. They don't cost you any money. They're super effective. We've got clients that using any one of them have added 100, 200, sometimes 300 doors using one of these strategies. And if I took time to tell them to you, you'd be like, oh man, some of these are really awesome. But let me tell you about the coaches. So we've also brought in, just recently, we've created the Avengers team of coaches. We've brought in people like Clint Collins, who's an acquisition expert. He was one of the former partners in Home River Group, 30,000 doors. He was a client of mine when he had 2,000 doors and sold into Home River Group and became part of that group. And he's exited Home River. He's done multiple acquisitions. He's like the acquisitions whisperer. He can tell you, he teaches our clients how to find deals, how to vet them, how to like strategically negotiate things. Really, really cool. He does a lot of deals financially on the financial side with Phil. We brought in Phil. He's our profit coach. He runs a company called Property Manager CFO. He charges, I think, like $2,500 a month normally to work with him. Clint, he won't work with anybody for, I think he said, less than $8,000 a month or equity in their business. So, which was funny to me. But he loves DoorGrow. He loves being able to support and coach. He's a shy guy. So, but we were able to get him to speak and be on some Zoom calls with us and to coach. We brought in Joe Oliveri and her husband, Stacy Pittman. She's Disney trained. If you know about Disney, they have a really amazing operational program. She coaches and supports property managers in Australia, where property management is like a bit ahead of the US in a lot of ways. But she knows that DoorGrow is ahead of a lot of what's going on everywhere, and she wanted to work with us. So we brought in Joe. She's a sweetheart, love her, and her husband Stacy Pittman, really brilliant at building out the processes, and he's been helping us build out the processes in DoorGrow Flow. And then we brought in John Chin. He's actually one of our clients that took one of our growth strategies, the Realtor Intros, and which is really effective. One of our clients added 310 doors in a year just using 5 or 6 agents in their market, using that strategy. And John's put it on steroids. So he's got this really cool system, and this DoorGrow CRM is the tool that we're utilizing to do that system with landing pages and calendar scheduling and getting realtors to be part of events and stuff like this. It's really cool. So we brought in John, and we brought in Roya Mattis. She's a brilliant, intuitive mindset coach. She typically would only work with women in the past. I convinced her that to coach me, and I convinced her to come in and share mindset. She's been a sales leader in sales organizations, and she's just got a really healthy mindset. The number one reason I see holding most of you back in your business usually is mindset. It's unhealthy beliefs and ideas. If you knew better, you would do better. And she has some really brilliant stuff that she's been teaching us. And it's positively impacted my business, my team, my marriage, and everything. She's given me different lenses to look at the world, and she's really awesome. And then we got Sarah, my wife. Sarah had her own property management business, C-class properties, like 240, 250 units, C-class properties, small multi units in a difficult, rough area, C-class. And she only needed one part-time person, boots on the ground, to help her run it. And she was bored. She was so bored, she came to work for DoorGrow, and is now our COO. And she's helped some of our clients cut their staffing costs in half that have over 200 doors, in half overnight. Some of them literally fired half their team just from one call with her. And so we've got a really cool training her and I did together called the Priorities Training, and it helps you figure out how to collapse time in your business so that you can get way more yield from your team. So that, and so she's a brilliant coach. She also coaches DoorGrow OS. She runs that for our team. She's a brilliant operator, and she will help train and coach and support your operators or your COOs or whoever you've got helping you with that piece, or she'll help you with the hiring pieces to get those people. She handles that for us as well. We're bringing in Errol Allen. Errol is really brilliant with processes, coaching on how to get you and your team to map out effective processes. Really great guy. Love this guy. Really just good values. Really resonate with him. And he's over in Houston. I'm in Austin, and we're excited to have Errol as part of the group. And there's me. I'm kind of cool. So we're always adding more. Like I'm always reaching out and bringing in better people and other coaches. Well, not better than that. These are the best that I know. But bringing in other people. So crystal ball question. If we were to work together, this is going to shift your brain for the future. If we were to work together, DoorGrow, you and me, and I was to coach you, how would you know 12 months from now, how would you know that this has been worth it or a success? What would you like your life to look like? And feel free to put it in the chat. Like what would success look like for you? Maybe it has to do with the 4 reasons. Maybe it has to do with just pure doors, or maybe it's a certain amount of money you want to make. But I want you to ask yourself this. And if you don't feel comfortable typing in the chat, it's cool. I get it. I'm talking about it. I need more water. If you don't feel like sharing it, that's okay. But if you would, go ahead and type in the chat. Like how would you know what success looked like for you? I'm confident we can help you get it. I've helped a lot of people that hated their property management business and wanted out, learn to love it, because we just needed to get them doing the right things in it. And I've helped a lot of people add a lot of doors. I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money. So, all right. So at least comment in the chat if you're still with me, and if you've got some clarity on what that crystal ball would show you. Put a yes in the chat. Give me a yes if you're still with me here. Appreciate those of you hanging out. We're going to wrap up here in 9 minutes. All right. So I want you to ask yourself this. Why is this a must for you right now? Because if it's not a must for you right now, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change in your business. So right now, what's going on for you? Maybe your staffing costs are likely double what they should be right now. That's a good reason why this should be a must for you right now. Maybe you're leaking profit. Profit margin matters more than getting doors. Maybe that makes this a must for you right now. You deserve more time to be an actual business owner instead of your own best employee. Putting my phone on do not disturb. I keep getting dings. Maybe you're already wasting leaking money, time on ads, team, etc. Maybe that makes this a must for you right now. You keep wasting time putting out fires all the time instead of preventing them. Maybe you've lost a sense of urgency in your business. There's no passion, there's no urgency, there's no excitement. Maybe you and your business partner lack alignment. You lack clarity. It's because you don't have a process to create consensus with your group and with your team or with your partner. DoorGrow would help with that, right? Maybe there's no budget for growth right now. You don't have the funds to work with us. Like, what does it cost? So it's $2,000 a month, by the way. It's less than you would pay for a shitty team member. One of your shitty team members that you have right now. It's less than you would pay for that. And you get a better team. And we're going to be your cheapest team member that makes you the most money. And you get all these tools and all this stuff, okay? But maybe you don't have the budget for that right now. And you need the budget for that. And you need to do that. And so maybe you need to give up something else to be able to do it. And here's the thing. Someday never comes. If this is a someday thing for you, taking on your business, making these changes, if it's a someday thing for you, then you have no budget. I mean, you have no, you don't need to figure out the budget for it. You've been doing this for well over a year now, the wrong way, is my guess. If you have any challenges, you're stuck, you're frustrated, whatever, my guess is, based on people I've talked to in the past, this has been going on for maybe 2 to 3 years. You've been you're burning the candle at both ends. You're just burning yourself out. And you're going to keep wearing the hats you don't want to wear. You keep trying to push your team. You keep doing this stuff. And that's not how business was meant to be run. This should be way better for you. It should be way better for you. So not choosing to work with us now is a choice. And that's okay. It's a choice to stay where you are forever. That's really what it is. We hear it all the time. Well, we'll do it next quarter or whatever. That's cool. We know you're choosing indefinitely because there's no definite time. It's forever. You're choosing to stay where you are. That is a choice. Not choosing is a choice. Nothing changes unless you make a decision now. So this is your invitation to make a decision now. Now, we don't work with everybody. So I want to be clear. We will interview you to see if you're a fit for our program because we don't take on every client. We don't want our own cycle of suck, right? So here's what to do to qualify. So first, you must be willing to invest time and get your commitments done with us. You have to invest some time. You have to take action. Action's going to get you the results. You need to show up for a weekly call. You need to complete a weekly check-in form with us. You need to communicate with our team. You need to be committed to excellence in property management. We don't want the slumlord shit shields for slumlords, type of clients. So we've come up with these 3 commitments that we require. This is how to grow your business. You need to have these 3 commitments. So we've seen clients that get success, and we've seen some clients that don't. And the ones that do, it's real simple. They have these 3 pillars. They have learning, they take action, and they have accountability. And so this is what we want to make sure that you have. So if you're going to do this, you need to be willing. Can you do these things? I want you to ask yourself honestly if you can do these things. Can you block out 1 hour every day in the morning before work to dedicate to working on your business instead of in it? This would be watching training videos that we give you. This would be planning, scheming, working on stuff that we give you to work on strategically. Somebody needs to be a business owner in your business for 5 hours a week if your business is going to grow. There needs to be a general in the tent leading the army instead of on the front lines all the time. There needs to be the king or queen has to eat first, or you'll always have a starving kingdom. Number 2, action. You need to commit to at least, you're going to be spending way more time than this in your business. I'm sure you're all spending more than 10 hours a week in your business doing tactical work. You need to be spending 2 hours of tactical time daily blocked out to implement the stuff we give you to do. It's the stuff the business needs most anyway, right? Because we're going to custom tailor this path to what you need most. Whether it's the growth stuff, the rapid revamp stuff, whether it's operational stuff, you need to block out 2 hours during your work day to work on this. That's 10 hours a week. If it's growth, 10 hours a week, you need to be a shitty part-time salesperson. That's it. That's the minimum. If it's operational stuff, you need at least somebody dedicating at least 10 hours a week towards implementing our systems and our process stuff. The third item is you need accountability. You need to make sure you're communicating with your coach. You'll get one-on-one access to our coach each month. You need to make sure you're attending a weekly call. You need to communicate with us so we can support you. we can only help you if we know what challenges you're dealing with, and we can point you towards the right resources, the right coach, the right materials. So I already mentioned the cost, but a lot of people will go spend, we have franchisees in our program. They went and spent 60 grand on a franchise, feeling completely demoralized a year later because they haven't had growth, and they still sign up with us to go through this program and to grow. So we definitely don't charge that much. So anyway, this is all the stuff that you get. You get access to our DoorGrow live events. They're going to be here in Austin. We're doing one. You can check out doorgrowlive.com. We're doing one here in May. We've got, you get Telegram access. You can walkie-talkie me using Telegram, or text me, or video message me. We've got our rapid revamp group coaching. We've got our growth accelerator stuff we do each month. We've got our super system coaching with all the systems, all the tools and software. And you don't have to use our software. We can still coach you in systems. And then, but it's free, it's included. And then tribe groups, we've got tribes, we've got one-on-one coaching calls, we've got DoorGrow Academy with a bunch of cool trainings and video material. We have a client success team that works with you to make sure you can find whatever you need and you don't have to dig around trying to find stuff, because we have a lot. We've got our Gather Kudos system for getting better reviews and more reviews online. We'll help you with branding. So we will design, you have to go get it printed, but we'll design things like yard signs, logos, your website, print collateral, all the print stuff though, you have to go get printed. We made a mistake once. Somebody thought we were giving all that. So we had to eat that and deliver it because we made a mistake in how we said it. So you'll have to print it, but we'll design all that stuff for you. And we're the world's leading branding agency for property managers. We've rebranded hundreds of companies. All right, 5 minutes. Thunder Local, we also have Thunder Local, which is an SEO aggregator for local SEO. We'll put out your new listings or new brand or website out to the marketplace through 5 major aggregators and get it out on everything. So it can be found on search engines and be found everywhere. And then we also have vendor discounts. So this is worth a lot of money, all this stuff combined. Also, you get access to all these coaches. I just made them all worth $1,000 a month because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but some of them charge way more money than others. So we just said it was $1,000 to keep it conservative and to, because we didn't want to make anyone feel bad. But so I made them all the same. But really, some of these coaches, in order to pay for their program or to work with them directly, and some of them you can't even get access to. It's just, it'd be expensive. So you get access to these coaches. And then we also have our software. We're launching DoorGrow CRM probably this week. We got that done. We got DoorGrow Flow done. We're probably launching that in the next week or two. And really awesome. And then we've got an investor ROI calculator. I'm just finishing up the code on that. This is a cool tool to use with getting investors and agents to give you referrals. Really cool. So not only that, we've negotiated best-in-class discounts with vendors. So they've offered to our mastermind clients discounts that you can't get at NARPM or anywhere else, better discounts. They came to us and here's the secret, vendors offer any company kickbacks in exchange for discounts. We said, we don't want anything. We just want to keep our clients in our program, incentivize that, just give them everything to them. Virtually Incredible, we said, give everything to them. Best discount they could give anybody is in our mastermind, right? So all these discounts with some of the coolest tools, and I could do a whole thing on each of these and how awesome they are. But if all this did was just finally get you a system of consistent leads, or just land you 4 more clients a month, or give you greater confidence in growing your business, or help you systemize operations, would it be worth it? Would it be worth $2,000 a month? Absolutely. Our goal is to make this worth 10 times the amount that you're paying. And let's see. And this is cheaper than most team members. I already mentioned that. And it's way less expensive than going and trying to buy a company in a lot of instances. Some people ask, do you have a guarantee? Well, our guarantee dilemma. We used to offer a guarantee, but we found that good clients didn't even need it. So it was pointless. And the lazy clients didn't deserve the guarantee of adding doors because they just weren't doing the 3 commitments. So our guarantee is you will guarantee your success, and our methods are proven. They're proven. So, basically what we're doing is if you're over 200 doors, I have a special deal. We will let you get started for $2,000 a month. And we have a setup fee if you're doing it monthly, and my team can talk with you. Just comment in the chat if you would like to talk with our team. If you provided your phone number when you entered this, we will reach out to you to follow up, every single one of you. But you can also just book a quick call with our team. I'll put here, let's see, I'll put the link here in the chat. DoorGrow, so you can schedule a call with us, DoorGrow/start. All right, so you can book a call with our team, and there you go. So options, no, I thought I had a call to action on here, but anyway, so you can click that link or just reach out to us on any social channel, or reach out to me, and we can get you started. Yeah, I want you to create some urgency for this, because if you get going right now, this is the best time. This is the best time to do it, is right now. And all this makes sense to you right now. You know that this stuff will be good for you. You're excited about it. If you wait and delay, you will slip right back into what you've been doing year after year after year, and nothing's going to change. I know how people work psychologically, so the time's now. So get on this, and but we'll let you do a monthly. We also have we could offer some sort of discount if you pay in full for the year. We can figure that out, but reach out to us, and we'll waive the 4K setup fee for those that want in on a year, and then we can reduce the setup fee if you want a little bit on the 2K. It'll be like $2,000 on the setup fee and $2,000 a month, and we can do that. And for those of you that are still hanging out here or watching the recording, if you don't have the money to do this, one of the smartest things you can do, if you know something's the right thing for you to do, but you don't have the funds to do it, is to go into debt. And I know it sounds scary and crazy. There's two types of debt. There's smart debt and there's stupid debt. And I think Grant Cardone sums it up. Rich people use debt to leverage investments and to grow cash flows. Poor people use debt to buy stuff. They buy shit. This would be an investment. Normally, I would say don't do this unless you have the money. We partnered with a third-party funding partner, so you can get some funding. If you want to speed up growth and extend the cash flow gap and get a little bit extra revenue or money injected into the business so that you can grow faster and get away from the boulder of expenses, because this is maybe too expensive for you, we do have a funding partner that can help with that. We have third-party funding. So Kiyosaki says the rich use debt to win financially. The poor and middle class use debt to lose financially. 10% of the borrowers in the world use debt to get richer. 90% use debt to get poorer. And Warren Buffett even said there's nothing inappropriate about having debt in America. It's what helped us grow over time, right? So if you're going to do this smart debt, that means you're committed to doing this. Never get a loan or get money inject money into the business that way if you're not going to do the work or do it, right? That's the one thing. But if you need third-party funding, you can apply here. Just scan this, and we've partnered with a third-party funding thing. These are personal loans. And the cool thing about this is we can help you within probably 6 months. We can have you easily making enough money to pay this off. And there's no prepayment penalty. And there's no payment for the first 30 days on their funding we partner with. And it's a soft pull to apply. So there's no hard pull. There'll be a hard pull once they feed you into a bunch of lenders, but to find if they can fund you or what they can get for you. But this could reduce the expense if you want to pay for the year. If you have money issues or problems, we'd rather have you do this than sign up to pay $2,000 a month. And if you're under 200 doors, we won't even give you the monthly option, because we know you need to be making at least 20K in your business and be a green belt on our thing in order for this to make sense, because that'd be like 10% of your revenue. And that would make sense to invest 10% towards growth. And then we'll onboard you. So we'll do an interview with our team to see if you're a good fit. You'll sign an agreement with us on the details, how to be a good client and what we're going to do for you, which we just talked about. And then you'll pay, you'll invest, and then we'll do a welcome call with our client success team. Then you go through our onboarding stuff, and then you'll do a kickoff call with me, and we'll make sure you have a really solid strategy. So that is it for today. So I hope I delivered on my promise to give you some real value. I hope you have some strong insights into what's been holding you back from growth. You've learned concepts like the 3 fits, the monkey and the moldy peanuts, cold leads versus warm leads, the sales pipeline, all this stuff. So hopefully this has been super helpful for you. We would love to have you in our group, have you be one of the awesome business owners that is masterminding, hanging out with other cool people at our events. We would love to plug you into that support system and just watch you grow. That's what really lights me up. And so that's it for today. So until next time, everybody, to our mutual growth. And we'll be reaching out to everybody that has been here and see if this is something that's going to be a fit for you. Bye, everyone. The recording, by the way, will be the same exact length.